guys, welcome back to my channel. Mermaid Nina here. I thought tonight we would do another Disney World updates video. I haven't done one in a while and some information has come out. So I thought I would stick it to my top 5 new things that Disney has announced. You guys ready? I'm really excited about this stuff. Okay, first thing is, well, Guardians of the Galaxy is finally coming out, woohoo, over there at Epcot. It officially opens on May 27th. Of course, they have been doing sneak previews for APs and cast members and all these other super duper lucky folks, but they did finally announce how we will be able to ride this ride. And yes, Nina did predict it. If you've seen my Epcot itinerary video, I did predict this was gonna happen, but let's talk about it. So first, Guardians of the Galaxy is, yes, a coaster. It is described as a family thrill coaster. There is a height requirement on it, but it's really exciting because it does a reverse launch, which is kind of a new situation. It also, the vehicle rotates 360, which is pretty cool. And they're claiming it is the largest fully enclosed coaster. Wow. So exciting. So yeah, that's going to be over there at Epcot. But what they finally announced is the way you can physically ride this thing, right? So you have 2 options. And again, guys, don't kill the messenger. I'm just presenting the information. They are going to be able to do A, virtual queue, which means a boarding group, or you're going to have to pay for it using individual lightning lane. That's it. There will be no standby lane, which means there will be no getting up early, running there, and getting in line. That will not happen. Both of these situations, the boarding group and the individual lightning lane, is something you will do on your phone, on the app, at 7 a.m. So it is totally going to be a fight to the finish line. You know, which one are you going to do? Boarding group, individual lightning lane? I don't know. Both things are going to happen at 7 a.m. And as usual, it is first come, first serve. But let's break it down on how you're actually going to do this, right? So one thing everyone always asks is, okay, virtual queue boarding group, what is this? How do I get into one of these things? So traditionally, Disney has used these for their newest attractions. They did it for Ratatouille. They did it for Rise of the Resistance. So it's going to be the exact same procedure. You're going to do it at 7 a.m. And this is for all guests. As long as you have a park pass reservation for Epcot, you will be able to do this. On the main screen on the app, it will say virtual queue. It's usually like 1 or 2 things down from the main screen, and you're gonna go ahead and enter that virtual queue. By the way, this happens at 7 a.m. So you're gonna wanna be on your phone 6:50, 6:55, like waiting to score this pass. So you're gonna get into the virtual queue and it's gonna ask you to select people, right? Well, obviously you can only select people who have a park pass reservation for Epcot and who are actually going with you. So select your people, and then you're just gonna be hitting refresh and refresh until 7 on the dot happens, and you're gonna quickly press join. It's super easy, but yes, it is stressful because it's like, oh my gosh, did I do it right? Did I do it fast enough? But literally 7 on the dot, you hit join. You may have been lucky enough to get in the queue, thus getting a boarding group, or you might get that sad little message that says all boarding groups have been filled. It just is a thing, guys. Fast fingers are the way to go. Really good Wi-Fi is the way to go. So for some people, it means using your data. For some people, that means using Disney's Wi-Fi. I kind of go around the hotel room and I kind of see, you know, where my bars are at and decide at that point. But that is basically what is going to happen. 7 a.m., get up early and be prepared. Your other option is going to be, well, I'm just going to pay for it. So the same kind of thing. For resort guests only, by the way, Only resort guests can go ahead and get individual lightning lanes at 7 a.m. Everyone else has to wait till park opening. So for anyone off property, your only option is boarding group. But for those of us who stay on property, we have the two choices. Do we attempt the boarding group and basically ride it for free? Or do we attempt the individual lightning lane? Again, I don't know which one's gonna fill up sooner because it hasn't started yet. My guess is they're gonna both be equal because people are gonna either do one or the other. But for the individual lightning lane, it's gonna be the same thing as the way you do it now. You go ahead and just go under, the Genie Plus area and the tip board, and you just select, Guardians of the Galaxy as your individual lightning lane. I expect this ride to be probably $15 per person unless Disney raises the price. They can always do that, guys. But I would expect this to be pretty high up there in the dollar amount since it's a new ride. But yeah, those are your two choices. Sorry, again, don't kill the messenger. Both things, like I said, 7 a.m. and you're just gonna have to decide, would you rather, seal your fate and hopefully less people try to pay for the pass? Or are you gonna think less people are gonna try to do a boarding group? Either way, I will of course update you once this actually releases. But yeah, that's the thing, guys, sorry. No standby, no going early, no rope drop, no trying to get in line. It will either be you got a boarding group or you paid for it. So there we go. That is new information. Number one, Guardians of the Galaxy. But let's head into number two. You guys ready for this one? Magicband Plus. That's right. Finally, Disney has released some new information. Of course, they didn't release the information I wanted, which was, a date. So yeah, Disney, of course, Magicband Plus coming soon, but we've heard this before. They were supposed to be coming soon, early 2022. Disney, it's May. It is no longer early 2022, but I digress, right, guys? So first thing, of course, is last week, Magicband Plus, the bands actually showed up at Disney Springs and people were able to purchase them. What? Someone dropped the ball and put the Magicbands out on the floor to be sold. Of course, people went crazy, started buying the Magicbands, and then Disney had to come out and say, oops, sorry, and had to refund to those people who bought the Magicbands because it just isn't time yet. You can't link them, you can't use them at this time. But it was a total little oops that happened, and yeah. But currently, right now, Magicband Plus are not out yet. Coming soon, right? This summer, it's May. Summer is next month. So I will be checking daily personally to see if these actually get released. But let's go into what Disney did say about Magicband Plus. You ready? This is some good information. First, Disney wants you to know that Magicband Plus will work like all the other Magicbands. So everything currently Magicbands do, Magicband Plus will do. Help you pay for your dining, park tickets, entrance into your room, photo passes, all that same stuff that Magicbands, normal Magicbands currently do, Magicband Plus will also do. But the new things it will do are, you ready for this? So the first thing they announced is something called the Disney Fab 50 Quest. I'm sure you can kind of figure out what this is. They did say earlier that Magicband Pluses would interact with the new 50 gold statues. So that is the Disney Fab 50 Quest. They didn't exactly say how they were going to interact, but I'm assuming you're going to take your band, get it pretty close to the statue. They did say you might have to use Disney's Play app, which is something that's been around for a while, but I'm assuming once you get your Magicband and perhaps the Disney Play up at, your Magicband is probably gonna light up and sparkle, and maybe there'll be some sort of speaker or situation around that might play some sort of music or character conversation, not quite sure. Again, Disney's being very secretive about this, but they did say it's gonna work with all 50 statues, right? And it's gonna bring the sculptures to life. Your guess is as good as mine, guys. What is bringing to life actually mean? But they did say Magicband Plus will light up, right? And they did say it will work with the Disney Plus app. So I'm thinking between the two, I'm envisioning talking or singing happening around these statues. I don't think they could actually glow. I know they can't move because they're a solid surface. But yeah, that is essentially something that we'll be able to do, right? The Disney Fab 50 Quest. Next thing they mentioned is while it's also working with the Disney Play app, you're gonna be able to use it in Galaxy's Edge, right? Over there at Hollywood Studios. They're calling it the Star Wars Batuu Bounty Hunter experience. So I can only assume this is very similar to what we did at the Galactic Star Cruiser. The Galactic Star Cruiser was a lot of Magic Band tapping and scanning mixed with a lot of Disney Play app interaction. So I can only assume it's gonna be the same thing. I'm assuming there's gonna be some sort of spot where we're gonna tap in the new Magic Band Plus, and then it's gonna activate something in our Play app, and we're gonna have to do something, scan something, lights will show up, conversations, and the app is probably gonna tell you, great, good job, now go find this spot. And again, it's gonna constantly repeat itself, right? Tapping, scanning, lights going up, the Play app saying, congratulations, you just got, whatever, now go to this spot. That's what the Galactic Star Cruiser was exactly like, especially when we had our excursion over to Batuu. It was a lot of scanning, tapping, and reading of the Play app. So I can only imagine this is gonna be the exact same thing. Again, Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars Batuu Bounty Hunters. So yeah, pretty cool. So not only will you get to go do things with all 50 statues, which are at all 4 parks, those statues are, you'll have a little extra experience over at Hollywood Studios. So it doesn't stop there. Disney also said they will interact with the evening shows, right? So fireworks. So I did say the Magic Band Plus will light up. So I can only imagine, based on the music and the things that are happening with the fireworks show, that your Magic Band will light up, maybe change colors, maybe do a little sparkly stuff to make it just a little extra magical. Kind of like when they would have the ear headbands that were interactive, they would light up to the music over at World of Color or the other fireworks shows. I'm imagining the same kind of thing just on your wrist as a Magic Band. Disney 100% said they are not phasing out regular Magic Bands, and they are not phasing out Magic Mobile. You can still use both those services, but of course, everyone's gonna want the new Magic Band, right? Magic Band Plus. They said, which is good for me, resort guests and APs will be able to purchase Magic Band Plus at a discounted rate pre-arrival. So I can only imagine right now, if you're staying on property, you get a little discount on regular Magic Bands. You buy them ahead of time, they ship them to your house. I can only assume that will be the same for Magic Band Pluses. Pluses, is that a word? So that's why I've been checking my app daily, because as soon as they drop, I want to buy one so I can go ahead and showcase them for you guys right here. Another thing they did say is it is headed to Disneyland, guys. Woohoo! They have been teasing and teasing for years that Disneyland was gonna get Magic Bands. Well, it never happened. But apparently Disneyland will get Magic Band Plus. Okay, I'm waiting, Disney, because I am headed to Disneyland. Oops, spoiler alert, that's right, Nina's going to Disneyland here in a few months, and I absolutely want a Magic Band Plus for Disneyland. Disney is not really saying what, but they did say it will be a different experience between Disneyland and Disney World, which of course makes sense. They're two completely different parks. But I'm really curious if I can use the same one. If I bought my Magic Band for Disney World, can I use the same one at Disneyland? I'm sure more information will come out, but these are the questions Nina has in her head. So what is my take, right? You guys are always wondering what my opinion is. I would 100% get a Magic Band Plus. I can totally see my kids absolutely having a blast, scanning and tapping and doing things on their Disney Play app, just like they did on the Galactic Star Cruiser. Those things aren't really up my alley. I could care less if I'm tapping and scanning things, but the kids absolutely Loved it. So yes, 100% my family will be buying Magic Band Plus, but this is kind of my issue with it, just to kind of speak about it. The Disney Play app has not been perfect for us. I remember when it first came out, it didn't really work on my phone. We were having Wi-Fi issues and I kind of gave up. I never really got to explore the Disney Play app or do all of the so-called excursions, right? And get all the points. So I'm hoping Disney beefs up the system. I'm hoping not all these people running around scanning and checking out the Disney Play app doesn't drain the Wi-Fi, because just like on the 50th anniversary on October 1st, so many people were using the Wi-Fi that it just stopped. It just stopped working and no one could connect. So I'm hoping Disney is thinking in advance. If everyone is going to be doing this, Disney needs to beef up something. They need to make their Disney Play app more user-friendly, accessible on all types of phones, right? Not just iPhone. And they need to do a little bit better with their Wi-Fi connections. But in the end, yeah, I think this is a great thing for those of us who are probably waiting between between Genie Plus passes, right? So if you have a Genie Plus pass that doesn't start for 45 minutes and you don't need another snack and you don't need to do more shopping, this is a great thing for you to kind of do to fill in that time. Go find a gold statue. If you're at Hollywood, go explore Galaxy's Edge while you're waiting for, Rise of the Resistance or the Falcon or something. So I think this is absolutely something that could be useful, especially if you have kids. If you're looking for something to do while you're waiting for your next Genie Plus pass, while you're waiting for the next ride. However, one needs to think, did Disney do this so they can kind of spread out the crowd, right? If more people are spending their time scanning the statues and doing the Play app, that's less people in line for the rides. So it's a way to kind of diversify, spread out the crowds throughout other areas of the park that maybe aren't used as heavily. I can also see if this is popular, right? If this works, Disney could take this system and spread it out to all 4 parks. I can totally see them doing them for the animals over at Animal Kingdom. Kind of scan your band and learn about the flamingos or learn about the tigers as opposed to reading the plaque. I could see this happening at Pandora. Pandora is a super immersive planet, right? I can totally see you trying to scan one of the weird little gardening sculpture things that they have over there and have it give you some information. I could see this at Epcot for all the countries. You scan something in one of the countries and it gives you a little background history. When you scan the troll over at Norway and they tell you a little bit about that, or you scan maybe the pickle Christmas tree over in Germany and hear a little bit more about that. This is where I could see it going if it works, if it's popular, right? So, but baby steps. Right now it's just for the 50 statues over at Galaxy's Edge, and yes, nighttime shows. They weren't really specific about the nighttime shows, but I'm hoping both Fireworks at Magic Kingdom and Harmonious at Epcot will work. And who knows, hopefully Fantasmic over at Hollywood Studios as well. But yeah, that's the information about Magic Band Plus. The information is we have no date. They did give a price, actually. It's almost $30. It's like $29.95. So we do have that info. But no, to me, without a date, come on, Disney, we want a date. But yeah, so that's just something to kind of know. And like I said, look out for it because it could drop anytime. Summer is right around the corner. But let's keep going. So the third thing I want to talk about is characters. So yes, I know. I already did a video about characters. I did a whole long video. Make sure you guys check it out. I talked about, the hugging and the signatures that are happening right now. I talked about how you can find the characters, how to do it on the app. And then I gave you a whole bunch of options of things you can get signatures or autographs on. So make sure you check out that video. But I wanted to mention it real quick because not everyone, is aware. So yes, characters are back. They have been back for a while, but they are back in the true character sense where I am talking about hugging, high fives, fist bumps, signatures, signing, all those great things are back, guys. Absolutely excited about that. But as I said in my video, It's not 100%, it's getting there. It is a phased situation, so some characters are still not totally up close and personal, but Mickey and Minnie and the princesses 100% are. But due to all of this exciting news, the lines for the characters are getting longer and longer. So you do need to prepare for this if you have littles or kids who really want to see those characters. It might come down where you do need to decide, are we going to wait in line for characters or are we going to wait in line for the rides? You might also choose to Genie Plus the characters versus Genie Plusing some of the rides. Again, it's going to be all up to you, but you want to check the app. You can go under My Disney Experience, right? Go into it. There's a pull down window where you can select characters. Then you can span out the map and actually see what characters are out. Sometimes it gives you a time, and then you can see where they are located. So you know exactly what characters are out and about, but it's changing often. So you want to keep checking and looking at the app. So yes, guys, 100% characters are back, which brings me to the next topic because it does involve characters just a little bit. You guys ready for this? So exciting, guys. It's time to talk about Halloween. Woohoo, Halloween. Who loves Halloween like Nina does? It can't just be me, guys, right? In fact, little side note, I was married on Halloween. This year we will be celebrating, 17 years? Have I been married for 17 years? Whew, man, I'm old. Anyway, yes, so Halloween, Disney has announced Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is returning for this year. Woohoo! We have been waiting and waiting and waiting for this party. It is everyone's favorite party, by the way, including Nina's. Since COVID, they weren't really doing Mickey's Not So Scary, and they kind of put out the Boo to You Bash last year, which was similar but not quite the same. But yes, Mickey's Not So Scary is out 100%. In fact, if you are a resort guest, you can already purchase tickets like right now. If you are staying off property or you are local, you do have to wait till May 18th, which is coming soon. But here are the details, right? Okay, so party dates start August 12th. That's right. Disney loves to start Halloween just a little too soon. But yes, August 12th through Halloween. And of course, August 12th and the Halloween date will be the two most popular dates because either people want to go to the very first party or they want to go to the one on Halloween. So that's just something to note. Prices are going to range from about $109 to $199. Of course, Halloween itself will be the most expensive at that $199 price point. Kiddies under 10 are slightly cheaper, but that is, essentially it's going to cost you $100 to $200 per person to go to this party. But like I said, everything is back. This includes the Sanderson sisters. That's right. The Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular stage show will be back. Absolutely love that show. In fact, I do have a video 100% just on that show. You do have to kick back a few years because it's been a while, but I was 100% upfront and close to capture that full show for you guys if you want to watch that video. Also, the Boo to You Parade. Now, the Boo to You Parade was back for the Boo to You Bash, but it wasn't back in the full sense of the parade. So I'm hoping this year the entire Boo to You Parade will be back. Also, the fireworks show. They didn't have fireworks at the Boo to You Bash, but yeah, Mickey's Not So Spooky Spectacular will be back. That is the big Halloween fireworks shows. It is one of my favorite fireworks shows as well. And of course, the characters will be back. Again, I told you about the characters, but this time you are going to see some spooky characters. You will see your Fab Five characters in their spooky or not so spooky Halloween costumes, and they will be out and about, hopefully to do some hugging and some character signing. So make sure you watch that video and you can prepare with what things you're going to have the characters sign, right? What items are you going to bring for the spooky characters to sign? And of course, treats Lots and lots of Halloween themed treats are back, and rides. The rides are open, not all of them, but most of them are usually open during Mickey's Not So Scary, and of course, more fun. But they did announce 3 things that are 100% new this year, right? So let's get into it. First, they're gonna do a new 3D photo backdrop. Very interesting. So sometimes when you go and get your picture taken through the Photopass photographers, which is included if you have Memory Maker, by the way, so you make sure you score and get Memory Maker. So I'm assuming they're gonna do almost like what they do at Universal, almost like a weird green screen in the back where they do some 3D additional photo images behind the scenes. I know for Booty You Bash, there were a few times where we had to just pretend like we were scared, and then when we got the photo, it was like the Headless Horseman was behind us. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. They're gonna have new 3D photo backdrops. The trick or treat bag this year will be reusable, which is pretty sweet. In years previous, it was just like a plastic bag. This year, they're gonna have a reusable bag. It's gonna be Halloween and 50th anniversary designed, so that's pretty sweet. I am curious if they will have a reusable bag for the food allergy kiddos as well. If you've seen us at Boo Bash, you will know that the food allergy kiddos get a completely different bag. It is teal in color, so that the cast members know that we have food allergies, and therefore we end up getting little tokens instead of candy, and then we swap out the tokens later on in the evening for safe candy. So while everyone else is getting Snickers and Skittles and all these things we can't eat, we get tokens that we trade later for candy we can eat. But I am curious if the food allergy kiddos will also get a reusable treat bag, so stay tuned for that. The other thing they're doing this year is they're gonna do a print, a commemorative print for everyone to take home, also celebrating Halloween and the 50th anniversary. I'm assuming that print will be very similar to what's on the reusable bag. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I think last year there were so many complaints that the party ticket was so expensive that Disney's throwing in a few little keepsakes to add to the high cost of these parties. And yeah, $200 for a few hours experience is kind of pricey. The party does last from 7 p.m. to midnight. So Nina's take, yes, 100%. I love the party. I will purchase a ticket in a heartbeat, but the tickets are pricey. And if you're bringing your entire family with those kiddos, it adds up super duper quick. So it does come to the point where you kind of have to decide, is it worth it to take my entire family for $800, $1,000 for a one night experience? Again, completely up to you. But if it was just me going, in a heartbeat, I would 100% pay $200 to go to this party any night. Even in August would I pay to go to this party. But this is something I want to share with you guys. First, you can't do it all. This party has so much going on through all areas of Magic Kingdom that you just can't possibly do it all. You cannot see all the characters because there are long lines. People will wait hours to see select characters. Jack and Sally come to mind. Trick-or-treating is absolutely fun. It's quick to do, but it's spread throughout the park. And although you can do all the trick-or-treating stations, it's hard to do all of them, plus be in line for all the characters. Plus ride all the rides, right? One of the big perks to this party are the rides are open with super duper low wait. So this is an awesome time to ride, your favorite rides without having to wait in line. But if you're riding all the rides, it's hard to then also characters trick or treat. You see where I'm going? Plus, because of the 3 things, the Sanderson sisters, the Boo to You parade, and the fireworks, people will wait for a good hour, if not longer, for prime spots for the show, for the fireworks, for the parade. Well, if you're sitting on the curb for an hour plus waiting for the show, that means you're not trick-or-treating and you're not meeting characters and you're not riding the rides. So just note, you do kind of have to pick your top priorities. For me, we never saw the characters and we never rode the rides. We would purposely trick or treat, right? Kids love trick or treating. And then we would watch all 3 shows, the, Sanderson sisters, the parade, and the fireworks. So it's really hard to do it all, which is why a lot of locals will go many times in a season. One day they'll just do characters. One day they'll just do trick-or-treating. One day they'll just do the Sanderson sister show. They can kind of just pick and choose each time they go. But for families who go there and travel there, it's a little different. So just note that in advance that all these things are 100% amazing, but it's just hard to see and do it all, right? Also note, it's a late night thing, right? 7 to midnight. So if you are bringing your littles, just note that they can get cranky quickly. And then you're kind of dragging around a cranky toddler, either in a stroller or otherwise, and it can kind of bring the whole group down. So I have seen quite a few families kind of yelling at their kids to act up, behave better. Mommy spent lots of money on this party and we're going to enjoy it kind of thing. So just note that in advance. This can be a late night for certain kids. You might want to take a nap during the day, or perhaps you're raising a night owl, which means it's perfect for you. But yeah, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is back and I am super excited about it, right guys? All right, so number 5 on my list, and I don't know if you're tired of hearing about this subject or not, but Genie Plus, guys. Yeah, there's more to talk about regarding Genie Plus. First, make sure you guys check out my park itinerary videos. I am going through all 4 parks and doing kind of a step-by-step, ride-by-ride itinerary for these parks using Genie Plus. But here's the kind of thing that's adjusted a little bit. Disney recently changed the verbiage on the app regarding Genie Plus, and I find this incredibly interesting. They specifically have stated now that most guests are getting 2 to 3 Genie Plus rides or attractions a day. I found this very, very interesting. I don't know if this is their way of warning guests that you might only get 2 or 3 rides, so, you know, adjust your understanding of the pass, adjust your expectations of the past. I don't know if it's like a little, you know, bottom line bit of information so people can't ask for their money back, but I found it very, very interesting that Disney specifically gave a number to how many passes they're seeing their guests get in a single day. I can only assume this is due to peak season, Disney, you know, spring break, peak season, plus the parks are packed constantly, all the time now, even when you're not in peak season. And I think at least, well, I know more than half of the guests are actually purchasing Genie Plus. So that means more people in line for Genie Plus, more people trying to get the rides for Genie Plus, which kind of means less availability for you throughout the day. But I found it very interesting that Disney specifically had to mention that. However, I will say that Disney is currently adding more experiences for you to Genie Plus. Again, those characters, many of those characters now are on Genie Plus, thus spreading out the herd of people. They could add Genie Plus to the parades, to the fireworks show, all those things to, again, spread out the crowds. So because they are constantly adjusting Genie Plus by adding new things, you want to check the app because you never know what they're going to add next. But here's my take, right? I have said it before. I'm going to say it again. Yes, I still believe Genie Plus is worth it. And yes, I believe Genie Plus is worth it for all 4 parks. Why? Because to me, it's not about did I get 2 rides or did I get 3 rides or did I get 6 rides in a single day using Genie Plus. To me, it's about the time saved. If I did only 2 rides and one ride was 95 minutes long and one ride was 65 minutes long, was it worth it to me to spend $15 to save that time? Yes, yes it is. And I think most families would agree in that. You know, when you're carrying around young kids, do you want to constantly be waiting for these super duper long lines? No, you don't. But I think the key hit here is you need to use your passes wisely. You don't want to just pass any old ride. You want to pick the key popular rides. You want to kick the rides or experiences that have the longest waits. You don't want to just pick a ride that has a 15-minute wait when you could just wait 15 minutes. You want to pick the rides that have the longest wait. You want to kind of orchestrate it and have a game plan, knowing in advance Jungle Cruise, for example, has a longer wait than Pirates of the Caribbean. tells my family, we're gonna pass Jungle Cruise, but wait in line for Pirates. You wanna mix and match the passing and the waiting in line to maximize your day. If you pass something and then you just wait around and wait around and wait around to pass something else, you're doing a lot of waiting around. You want to mix the two together because you can't possibly Genie Plus all the rides in the park in a single day and do them all. You would be standing around waiting for rides constantly. So you do have to kind of mix and match the waiting and the Genie Plusing. But just remember, you want to pick the things with long waits. And yes, this does include characters at this point. But again, if the app is giving issues because more people are using it, and again, Disney Wi-Fi and Disney's lovely glitches that love to happen, if you go on the app in the morning and you're struggling, right, things are not working out for you, just remember you can always refresh. You can always log out and then log back in. You can restart. You can uninstall, reinstall. You can do all these things hoping the system kind of jump starts and works for you. And if nothing works, take a screenshot. If you're seeing something odd or it's not letting you do something, take a screenshot and then take it to the blue umbrellas when you get to the park. In many situations, people have pre-purchased Genie Plus, and then when they get to use it, it makes them repurchase it. And people don't repurchase it because they've already purchased it, and it's becoming an issue. Again, this isn't everybody. This is some people this is happening to. My suggestion, buy it again, get your passes, and then go to the blue umbrella and have them refund you, right? So if you added Genie Plus to your package, you know you have it, but for some reason that morning, 7 a.m., the system's like, no, you don't. Just buy it again, get the passes you want because that's the important part, and then go to the blue umbrella and ask for a refund because you shouldn't have to purchase it twice. But no one can fix the system at 7 a.m. in the moment. Trying to call Disney and waiting in line for an hour is not going to help you. Just do what you need to do. If that means you're paying for it again, great. Ask for your refund later. But hopefully this helps you guys out. I know Genie Plus can be quite the struggle, but when you know all the nooks and crannies and kind of the tips and tricks behind Genie Plus, it can 100% work for you. So yeah, guys, that is my Disney World top 5 updates video. I hope you guys are excited about everything as I am. I'm super excited for Halloween. Absolutely love that. Can't wait to go hug Donald. He's my favorite. And yeah, Magicband Plus. We've been waiting for Magicband Plus for a while. So yeah, super excited for that. Can't wait to go scan all the statues and see what exactly happens. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. Other than the fact that you wish there was a standby lane for Guardians of the Galaxy, are you excited about Halloween? Are you excited about Magicband Plus? Let me know in the comments, guys. But as always, mahalo for watching. Nina out. Bye.